What's going on, everyone? I hope you enjoyed your Friday. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys know exactly how it went for me today, day trading wise. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. And as you guys can see on the screen, today was a green day overall for my account. But in terms of how I did day trading wise, right, I only traded SQQQ, as you guys can see. And I made 101.33, right? And I am using 10K for those who aren't aware. So I hit my 1% daily goal, right? And so yeah, as you guys can see, I didn't even have that many filled orders in general, so I'm really happy with how today ended up playing out. Right, as you guys can see, I took my first trade at 6:43 and I stopped trading at 6:58. So I was only trading for 15 minutes today, so definitely more efficient. And the reason or the way I was able to actually make my money is on this move here, right? So, obviously these moves don't ever end up playing out exactly, like the way it did today. So today was definitely not the norm, but it still was just really nice being in the trade the whole time because this thing was just bleeding, right? As you guys can see, all these red candles compared to the green, all the way down. It dropped from the top VWAP all the way down to the bottom VWAP, right? And that offered a 1% margin on the NASDAQ future. So SQQQ is triple leverage, right? So that offered a 3% potential, ideally, right? If you got in at the top and sold at the bottom. But the reason why I was focusing on SQQQ was on the larger time frame, we were approaching a previous resistance, right? And although this thing has been uptrending, right, I was going to respect the fact that this thing has been super bullish, but I wanted to at least try taking one trade at these more overextended levels to see if we could potentially, act as a resistance like we did around this general area, right, and start to sell off. And so that's exactly what ended up happening, right? As soon as the market opened, this thing actually started to push up, right? It peaked out, started to consolidate, made a new high, and then once it started to get rejected aggressively here, that's when I bought in, right? I started to average up and I would cut it in increments and then I'd buy back in once I saw this thing continuing to sell off, right? So I ended up getting out right around the bottom here, but I was pretty much riding in majority of the time with only, 25% position size. And then I would sell completely, right, expecting some form of bounce. But once it would continue to sell off, then I would just buy back in. That's why I wasn't able to get anywhere near that 3%, ideal trade if you were to get it from, get in perfectly and get out perfectly. But, that's how I was able to make my money on the way down. As you guys can see, it ended up finding a support and there was plenty of margin to be made on the way up. And then from that point on, right at around 8 o'clock, it just fizzled, right, and just pretty much was not even consistent at all, right? Just super choppy. It must have been super frustrating for any of you who were trading at these times, but that's just ultimately my opinion, right? And what I ended up seeing on the 180-day time frame, right? We are making new highs, so we have definitely been uptrending quite a bit, and I think we are a bit overbought and definitely due for a correction, but doesn't mean it has to happen right today or tomorrow or anytime soon. This thing has been super bullish and we just need to go ahead and respect that. And as you guys can see as well, Tesla itself is now at almost $214 a share. Today it actually ended up hitting highs, I believe higher than that, right? So Tesla has been ripping it as well, so congrats to anyone in that, right? So at 217 a share. And so even on the larger time frames, you guys can see that this thing still has margin to recover right before it hits all-time highs. So I'm very excited to follow up with this as well. But thank you guys so much for tuning on in and for your time. I hope you guys were all able to end green as well and end green on the week in general. But I will be posting a recap on Monday, so I hope to see you guys then. Take care.